Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar with the Agilysys team. There's a few people that are going to be joining us, so we're going to wait for a few minutes so everyone gets a chance to log in. My name's Michelle. If I don't know you already, I'm from the TribalHub team. Excited to talk today about tribal casino group business, how that's changing and how we can do it better. So it's going to be a good conversation. Oh, if you want to type in the message board where you're dialing in from, I always love to see that. I see a few of you on here already that I know. I am calling in today from the Tribal Hub's northern office in Gaylord, Michigan. It's extremely hot up here. I feel like the whole country is like going through a
Mhm.
heat spell. It's been in the high 80s, which is like unheard of for this area. So, have you guys been experiencing that on the East Coast, John Michael?
Yes, we were just talking about that in in the back room. It's going to be 95 here in New Hampshire today, and we're on the seacoast, so uh, we usually get a little bit of a reprieve
Yeah,
from the inland, but
yeah.
not today.
Not today. Oh boy. Oh boy.
A
Well,
good day
why?
for a webinar.
That's right. It's a good day to be inside in your office and the air conditioning and learning about some new technology. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. Again, thank you for being here. My name is Michelle, part of the Tribal Hub team. You are here today for a webinar titled Transforming Tribal Casino Group Business into a Revenue Optimization Engine. We are joined by our partners from Agilysys, and we're very thankful for you guys. I know I traveled all throughout our seven regionals with some of your team. We had our seven regionals, and you guys were at I think every single one of them. So we thank you. You're a Tribal Hub associate member. And if you are going to TribalNet, they will be at booth 311. So make sure you stop by there and check them out. A couple of things to keep in mind while you're on the webinar today, a couple learning objectives. First one is understanding how to centralize and streamline group business operations across sales, catering, hotel F&B teams to improve execution and efficiency. And the second one is to learn how integrating sales and catering with PMS, POS, and other systems enables visibility into total group value and drives optimization on both gaming and non-gaming revenue. During the webinar today, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. The webinar is being recorded, and everybody here will receive a copy or will receive a link to the copy of it tomorrow. You can always reach out to us here at contact us at tribalhub.com if you have any questions or you don't get a copy or something. We absolutely can get that to you. But use the chat for questions. You can also use the Q&A feature for questions, and we will get to all of those at the end of the presentation. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, John Michael.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for giving us a little bit of your time today, both from the Travel Hub side for giving us an opportunity to talk about the joys of group business, something that's near and dear to my heart, uh, and what is kind of a growing and evolving piece coming out of, 5 years out of kind of the end of COVID. My name's John Michael Jenkins. I'm the Director of Product Management for our Sales and Catering. I'm joined here by Joseph, my partner in crime, who will be behind the scenes answering and organizing the questions for the end of the conversation. But hopefully, we'll give you some really exciting things to either think about or remind you of related to automation, group business, and how your business can continue to transform. With the tools that we have available today. So Michelle already alluded to some of the learning objectives. I've broken it out into three pieces. Sometimes it's nice to talk about what's going on or industry trends. So I'm going to start with that just to set some context around the value of group business and what goes on uh, with that and why it should be a key focus to your casino and to your business overall. Then we'll go and talk about those connected scenarios. So one of the nice things about the Agilysys platform is we have a whole suite of tools that work across all parts of your business. And group is a logical extension of all of those tools. So you may have invested in some of our applications in different parts of the business, and I'll show you how we'll be touching on some of those, and then the benefit of connecting those into a central location. And then the last area is we all like to see product and talk through the stories and just see how business can work with the tools that we have available. So I have two examples that will take you through from start to finish and show you the ins and outs of managing group business within the platform. And then we'll open up for questions at the end, and hopefully there'll be several, and we'll go from there. So thanks again for joining me. Make sure to use the question and answer along the way so that we can either follow up with you directly or answer those for the group at the end of the session today. So when we look about group business and how it's transforming hospitality, we do a comparison back to 2019 before our worlds changed and things kind of reset and restarted. And the nice thing that you'll see in the upper left here is we're trending in the right direction in all areas. So we're ahead of group room nights from what we were in 2019. Group ADR is continuing to increase, and group RevPAR, so the things that people are spending, is increasing as well. And so our forward looks really bullish. And part of that is the traditional scenario. So you'll see the demand drivers underneath. People want to get together. They want to find destinations. There's more money being allocated. Corporate travel is also being replaced with group travel as part of the general trends for the industry. But the one point I'd like to call out the most is that value of group with that 15 to 25% increase in RevPAR. So when you think about people coming into the hotel on the transient perspective, and then coming as a collective to use function space plus hotel, now they're thinking about that collective experience. So not only are they there to meet one another, but they're there to use the facilities, the outlets, and any activities. So you have a captive audience for an extended period of time that are already looking to socialize. And so if you're looking to invest in your outlets or include those as part of your group, you have a high probability of being able to convert dollars to action by being able to expose those activities to your group attendees. On the right-hand side, as we look at how people book now versus before, we used to have some wide range depending on the market segment that you were affiliated, but today we're now at that 3 to 9 month window, which is better than when we first came out of COVID at that short 30 to 60 day, but it's still not quite as long. And the other thing that's interesting is this 60%. So, and 60% at tentative. And what tentative means is you've sent a contract out. So it used to be first responder was the highest probability of being able to win a piece of business. So if you responded within the first 24 hours, you had a higher likelihood that the planner would take that proposal and then convert to both tentative and definite as part of that flow. Well, now you're going past the prospect stage, and we're starting to see more business stay in an outbound contract phase. And that has to do with this increased complexity. So people looking to do more, the experience of the property and what I can do with my teams or my attendees while they're there adds a layer of both complexity as well as evaluation. So I want to be able to see what I can spend my dollar on, what I can get back, and what I can provide for an experience for those people that are coming to join me for whatever that event happens to be. When we look at group business overall versus your standard transient, a transient might use a small part of your facility, but the group has a high probability of touching almost every area within your business in some way, shape, or form. So your outlets, your rooms, your function space, your food and beverage, all of those things really come together and have a high dependency on communication, as well as coordination to make sure that everybody knows who's where, and being able to provide a consistent and consolidated experience across the venue. When you look at where people spend money, there's a bit of a mix. So some of the spend is just on rooms and your standard food and beverage, but we're starting to see more in that ancillary spend. And one of the nice things about the casino is you already know that a subset of those attendees are going to be in the gaming side of the house as well. So as you look at the experiences and exposing opportunities to entertain outside of just the standard function room, you'll want to have tools that will help expose that availability and help you optimize those endpoints for your group business. So in closing, from the stats side, some standard things that we all run into is speed of time is critical, but also detail of experience is beneficial. So as things stay in tentative longer, finding ways to be able to educate, communicate, and offer more of what your property has to those group attendees will make it easier to win that business and set you apart from your peers. That complexity driven by experience, uh, having that total revenue uh, and being able to compare information both for your standard guest, your outlets, and your group, and being able to bring those things together in a shared way so that you can make the most informed decisions about where to drive and where to offer experiences and services to your attendees. Moving away from those disconnected systems, at a minimum, you need API connections across all of your automated components. But where you'll start to see additional value is if there's ways to embed those workflows within your systems. And that's one of the things that we're working on extensively at Agilysys is being able to connect and share that information, not just within the silo of each of the endpoints, but across the entire ecosystem. So when we think about group, I think about it as a group hub, and you've got one journey, one operational flow, and one complete view of your guest in your group. Guests come for one reason, groups come for a shared reason. And so being able to capitalize on that and upsell the ancillaries is a key part of what will be happening next in the group area. We'll look at sales and catering as being the group hub, and I'll show you how we're looking to connect all of the components together to provide you that complete view of what's going on the group side of the house. So this is a standard sales and catering ecosystem. Today, a lot of these endpoints may not be connected. So you have the data silos between each of the components, or you may have some APIs that have delays between processing information back and forth from one system to another. What we're looking to do and what we can do on the Agilysys side is connect all of these components together to provide that complete comprehensive view. And that creates the group hub that I mentioned in the previous slide. So if we put sales and catering in the middle, you have your groups component or your rooms component for PMS. And then you also have your online component. So you'll see in the examples here in a minute how you can take a web form, have it automatically transform and come into the sales and catering system so that you can just start to work that business. You'll also be able to expose portions of the booking out to your planner so that they can track their room reservations as well as be able to see those same details within the sales and catering system. Uh, Posting is key as well. So you don't have to just post in the PMS. You can post from sales and catering as well. Those activities. So whether you have a spa or you have ancillary endpoints, you'll be able to connect those into the ecosystem and then include those as part of your contract, as well as your service, and then be able to see that total value of your group as you go through documents, and then always those additional third parties. Everything that's in green here on the left side are things that are already available in market that we're using, installing, and leveraging today. The things that are on the right are in flight. And so these are the areas that add into that total group experience. So you may have a point of sale in one of your outlets. We'll have that integration complete in Q3. Another area, if you're using our kitchen tools, is being able to streamline and optimize how the kitchen connects and processes your banquets. So most often today, it's a clipboard and a BEO on a page with updates that are either walked to the kitchen or sent via email and then have to be processed through. This connection into KDS will allow us to be able to send those real time in a digital way to the kitchen and keep them updated and apprised of things like guarantee, times changes, etc. The other places continue to help and support all of the things that you're trying to do. The guest interaction, the in-house, so being able to make changes and make requests once the group is on property, and then the upsells and promotions. So no longer do you have to just upsell to a guest. You also have the ability to do that at the group level as well. So you can give a promotion and stay if they meet so much of spend, maybe if they add an event or do something like that. And then you can also provide loyalty returns for those groups that keep coming back for more. Deeper on the operational side, things that we have in play, we have service, which is our workflow, our work item automation and housekeeping tool, extending that into the banquet side as well. So being able to take those tasks that are most often on a BEO worksheet and automate those as well so that you can start to get your time tracking as well as know where you need to be to follow up to make sure that rooms are set or taken down or that your service staff is in the appropriate locations. And when you put all of that together, you have that full, complete analytics. And if you're part of the Agilysys ecosystem, then you can take all of your outlets plus your rooms and now your group components and get the full value understanding of what's going on at your property. So this is what we're striving for and what is in flight as well as available today to help you manage your group business in a connected way. So now that you've heard me tell the story, this just gives you a couple screens that show what that connected experience looks like today. So you have the PMS that is connected into the sales and catering, which would give you access to your reservations so you can see all the pickup. That pickup can also be exposed on a landing page out to your planner so that they can both upload their own rooming list as well as see who is picking up for their group. That online lead form that comes through and automatically integrates. We have custom forms where you can ask questions and have those responses received and then tracked against the booking. Things that you may or may not have with e-signature, deposit management, and then your ancillary areas as well. So you can see we have a really comprehensive way to take care of your group business. and help you set up for success. So what I'd like to show you and walk you through is just an example of two things. One is a social, and we'll use a wedding workflow just because those are fairly easy for people to understand and appreciate. And we'll go through from start to finish and show you each of these components along the way, from a web inquiry coming through, creating an inquiry in the system, all the way through to viewing those reservations like we just talked about in the previous slide. So grab your popcorn, grab a beverage, and I'll take you through this story. So we've got a bride that's working with us, and so they filled out the online form and they sent it in. It'll automatically appear on your homepage in Sales and Catering, and then it will transform that information into an inquiry that has structured data that you can use to review, organize, and prioritize against that. Once you've reviewed it, then you want the ability to take a look at your available space. So your guest room availability, your function space, if they're going to use that, and then also what groups you have in-house as part of that flow. So all of those things easily accessible for the date range that you're working with. If you want to book that business, we have templates that help you streamline and optimize that flow. So you define these up front. Then you can mix and match. So it gives you some defaults. You can take the defaults or you can modify them so that you don't have to create from scratch, especially if you're taking something from an inquiry. You get your rooms information. You get your function details as well. And then we started to talk about activities. So we connect to our ecosystem to spa and golf, and then also in the fall we'll have extended activities for other outlets as well. And this is real-time availability into each of the systems, and then you're actually creating bookings into those spaces that are associated to the group. Everybody's favorite diagramming. We have multiple diagramming tools that you can connect with. Here is the online form. So the planner has the ability to see the reservations and upload their rooming list. And you can see that same detail from within the group booking itself. And we also provide access back and forth between systems. So you can open up the group booking and see exactly what's going on. And the same thing, if you were at the front desk and you pulled up the group in the PMS, you could open up sales and catering from that side as well. So giving you really a full end-to-end connected experience to help you manage this business from the time that they inquire all the way through to execution and checkout at the end. On the other side, sometimes you'll have the corporate conference as well. So I'll take you through a similar frame, but it'll look a little bit more at the function aspect of things. So how do you manage a bigger program? And then we'll close with some of the new features that just came out this summer for managing outdoor space, as well as some additional operational capabilities that are in there. So corporate events could come through any number of different ways. Once you decide to create a booking, you can do that from a template, just like we did and saw with the wedding in the previous. You can select the components that you want to leverage. You can always build from scratch, but if you have things that are repeatable or common, it's nice to be able to have those pieces at least start the conversation or the workflow for you. When you start to work with functions in mass, you have the ability to multi-select and you can copy to the next day. So I quite often have the same program for 1 or 2 days. I can group that by the function start date, and this grid is editable. So I can click into the grid and I can make updates along the way. We also have a function discount capability. So if you have groups that you're discounting some or all of the functions or parts of those areas, you can apply that discount across the booking. We have the ability to collect or create a deposit schedule, put that on uh, your booking letter, so your contract, and then also send out payment links so that the client can pay directly from a secured email as part of that flow. And you'll see that here. So doing our best to create a closed loop connected system to help you stay connected with your planner, as well as help them have all of their communications coming to them in a digital way. When you get signatures back, you'll get those a notification that said the signature was complete, and that will be stored in the booking. This is an example of creating a BEO. We have multiple templates that you can create. You can organize by area as well as by date or by individual function, and it brings it all together on your standard form. And that takes you through from start to finish on what the sales and catering would look like for a standard social as well as for a standard conference workflow. There were a couple new areas that came through over the course of the summer, so I thought it'd be fun to be able to show those to you as part of the plan. But we have to go to the next page to do that. So if you have outdoor space, so like a pool or an outdoor terrace, you have the ability now to create a function and then be able to book a backup function as part of that as well. And so it's one event. You don't have to duplicate revenue or blank revenue out. You can just create it in one single place. And then it'll also reference that as a backup room in the function diary so that you know where that is and how that'll work. On the menu side, just like what we had at the function tier, you also have the ability to bulk update. So if you had quantities that you needed to change based on your guarantees, or you wanted to discount a set of items, you have the ability to bulk update your menus and items just from a couple clicks. The deposit schedule now becomes a template that you can add to your contract. It can also have links that you can send out to your client as part of one contract, one play. This just shows you the revenue both for forecasting and for prospect so that you can get the more accurate forecast. And this last piece is adding comment templates. So if you have traditional things that you always communicate based on the type of function or the type of space that is being used, you can add those into setup and apply them. And everybody's favorite AI is also coming. So you'll be able to ask natural language questions and get answers directly from the system. And we'll start to build out workflows and ways to help you do your jobs more efficiently and more effectively with our S&C AI assistant. So as we wrap up here this afternoon and get ready to move into the question and answer, really some key takeaways for you is just improving your ability to sell with confidence. So being able to use the tools that you have the information that you need so that you can interact with your planners and also communicate internally. It's designed with flexibility, so using the group hub concept, so S&C is the core, and then being able to connect it out to the other parts of the business. One of the nice components that we have is if you're connecting within our ecosystem, there isn't an integration fee as part of that flow. We do have a configuration charge just to set up the integration, but there is no ongoing uh, fee that you have to pay between PMS and S&C, or if you were using golf, spa, and the other endpoints as well. The goal that we have for you is to be able to execute with precision, get that complete view of your revenue for both group as well as your entire hotel and casino facility. So it should give you all the things that you need to take advantage of group and drive it into the future with confidence. So thanks so much for listening to me rattle on about the joys of group, taking a look at what we're doing here at Agilysys. And with that in mind, I'll open it up for questions. We have a quick poll that we'll send out, and then we'll get right into the questions.
Let's see. It looks like we do have a few questions in the chat, and I know that Joseph did go ahead and answer them, but I will mention them here in case there's more that we want to talk about there. The questions are asking about, are there add-ins for Microsoft Outlook to integrate to event calendars or other Office-based integrations?
Yes, and I'm going to guess that Joseph said yes, because we do. So our homepage does integrate into Outlook, and then that also allows you to email, and we have templates that you can configure so you can send structured emails in standard formats, depending on what the response that you're trying to do. So whether it's an email for guarantees or a follow-up on contracts, you can connect via Outlook. Those will be stored against the booking, and you'll have direct view into your calendar on your homepage as well. So you can manage both your sales and catering tasks as well as your day-to-day in one place.
Okay. And then next question is asking about document management platform. Are there
Mhm.
certain ones that are required to be used, or can others?
We have a standard what we call Data Imagine is our document tool. You can use others as well, but that one is the one that's closest integrated and is part of our standard. If you want e-signature, there's an add-on for that. But other than that, you can manage all of your documents and your templates right within the sales and catering system.
Okay. And so looks like for our poll, cross-department communication seems to be the number one operational challenge faced by the group online today. Is that what you would say you see, John Michael, across properties?
Yes, and that's one of the things that we're focusing on as part of that connected ecosystem is being able to share that information across. One
Hmm.
of the exciting components that Agilysys has in general is what we call the intelligent guest profile, which allows information about a guest to be shared within the connected systems on the property. So when you connect it or come in at the front desk, you have um, a summary of who you are and the things that you're both doing, as well as the things that you like. And if you stop into a restaurant or in an outlet that has the POS or other solutions available, that information comes forward as well. So that connected understanding of what you're doing, as well as who you are, follows you around the property.
Hmm. Another question put up here is, what is the process to have custom and inquiry forms built into Versa.
So you're so the inquiry form is included as part of sales and catering, and it is just a configuration. So what we do is we work with you to create the form layout, and then expose that out onto your website.
Mhm. If you were, we have a lot of folks on the call today from a lot of different, areas within, gaming, hospitality. If you were, to tell them one thing to take away from this webinar and, bring back to their team or to really think about, what would that be? I know you went through a lot of stuff, but if there was like one nugget
Yeah.
where you're like, I really wanted them to get this, what would that be?
I think the thing that I'm most excited about is our PMS to S&C connectivity, and being able to have that shared real-time understanding of a group within your casino facilities. The second piece would be connecting those things together so that you can get the complete value of your group business. One of the hardest parts, and we didn't see it in kind of the responses today, other than siloed data being the second most important, is removing those silos and then providing visibility so you can make more informed decisions. The things that you'll see, both in general from Agilysys, as well as from the sales and catering side, in the second half of the year and beyond, is being able to see the complete value of what is going on across your outlets, as well as group in one place so that you can optimize all of your services, not just the pockets based on the individual application.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't see any more questions, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to use them in the chat or do the Q&A. John Michael, when you guys are going to be at TribalNet, is this something that you guys are going to be, being able to feature people on the call if they're at TribalNet will be able to talk about during, at your booth and whatnot?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And you don't have to wait till then, but we'll be there to make sure that you've got what you need. And we're open to questions all the time to help you make the most informed and the best decision for where your venue is and what you're looking to
Hmm.
accomplish in the coming days and in the future.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Well, I will make sure to include your email in the follow-up that goes out to everybody who registered. So everybody be on the lookout for that. It'll have a link to the recording and then an email to you in case anybody else has questions. Any last comments before we wrap up here?
Nothing from my side. Just thanks everyone for giving me your time today. Hopefully, this gave you some things to be able to think about
Mhm.
and process based on what you're doing today and what you're looking to do tomorrow. Know that we're here to listen and to help you in any way that we can.
Awesome. Thank you, Agilysys team, for being here, and thank you everybody on the call for taking the time out of your day and learning more. If you have any questions, again, look for John Michael's email. You can always contact us here at tribalhub.com. And with that, have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.